So good evening, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today for GAN webinar. I welcome all the veterinarians, the budding vets, and all the animal health professionals. We are thrilled to have you here for the exciting webinar on enhancing the milk quality and quantity in dairy animals. My name is Dr. Abhishek, and I'll be the host for this session. I have an we will have an insightful discussion lined up for you featuring we have an expert doctor with us, a speaker, Dr. Biju Chako. So I like to share his few details. He is an associate professor and head of animal nutrition at Kerala Veterinary College, Pukut. He completed his BVSc and animal husbandry in 1996, MVSc in animal nutrition in 1998, and he completed his PhD in 2015. He has a rich experience of teaching and research experience of 17 years, and he has been author of 204 publications comprising of 85 research articles. In fact, he has 24 book chapters, and out of which 19 are the first authored and 47 conference papers. Okay, and 47 popular articles in various farm magazine. So I request Dr. Biju Chako, I welcome Dr. Biju Chako for this webinar, and he will be taking this session. So there are few housekeeping notes. I request all the participants, if they have any questions, they can type it in chat box. And also, if they have, this session will run for another 1 hour, 15 minutes. So I request everyone to be, we are waiting for this session. I request Dr. Chako to take over this session. So Dr. Chako.
Thank you, Dr. Abhishek. Shall I share the screen?
Yeah. Please.
Okay. Let me try to share the screen. Dr. Abhishek, my laptop home screen is visible?
Yes, it's very visible.
I think it is opening.
Yes, it's opening.
I hope that PowerPoint 2019 starting is visible.
Yes.
Thank you. If at all any technical snag occurs, please call me in my mobile. My mobile is
Sure,
in
doctor.
silent mode right in front.
Sure. Yeah, it's open. Doctor, can
Shall
you
I put
click
it
on
in
the
full
hide
screen?
button? Hide. Yeah, full screen. You can click on the hide. Yeah, hide.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Put it in full screen. Let me see. I hope it has come.
Yes, it's clear. It's full screen.
Am I visible, audible, and the PPT
Yes,
in full screen is
doctor.
visible to everyone, including the participants?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Abhishek, and Natural Remedies for giving me a chance to interact with the veterinarians from all over India. And before I start, let me thank Abhishek for his kind words. The topic of today's session is enhancing milk quality and quantity in dairy animals. And as an introductory note, let me say that most of the things are general. These general things I will skip through fast. And I will be concentrating more on the specifics. The PPT will be shared to you by the organizers. So coming to the subject. Why this livestock matter globally and also to India? India, as you all know, the livestock is mainly smallholder livestock. I am providing livelihood, food security, and income. And moreover, 43% of the smallholders, livestock keepers in India are women, and that includes women empowerment also. Coming to the market is as a very essential requisite for any product, whether it is milk or meat. And regarding the market in India, or any developing country, it is 80 to 90% informal or traditional market. And the domestic markets are highly volatile. They are subject to so many vagaries, including the nature. And the latest phenomenon of supermarketization, that is the outcome of one world, one market. Cheaper products produced at a low cost from outside India are coming to India. For a typical example is China, and that caused a huge threat to our agriculture produce. Coming to the human population and GDP, there is no need to explain that India is the first in the whole world. India has overtaken China. 143 crore people live in this a great country. Even though the geographical area, India is ranked 7th, and per capita income wise, it is ranked only 139 out of probably 170 or 180 countries. And the scope of livestock and contribution to livestock is huge, because in the developing countries, the contribution of livestock to the agriculture GDP is 40%. While in India, it is only 28.4%. That is, there is a scope for nearly 12 to 13% improvement. That scope means there is a benefit to the farmers. And at the same time, any benefit to the other side of the coin, there are the perceived risks like the environment and resource degradation. And for this benefit to come into practice from the paper, there should be cooperation from the private sector, for which I congratulate the Natural Remedies, the leading pharma company in the private sector, in taking up such an initiative. The public investment, market infrastructure, and most important, the policy support from the government, both the central and state governments. And coming to livestock population, all of us know that India is the first rank in cattle and buffalo production. In sheep, it is third, goat, it is second, pigs, it is eighth, and poultry, it is sixth. And coming to the threats of milk, meat, and egg production, on an average, it is 6%, both milk, meat, and egg. Coming to the purpose, I told in the first slide itself, purpose or benefits of animal husbandry or livestock rearing, livelihood security, especially to the smallholders. We have already seen that 80% or more are smallholders. Then attracting and retaining youth, then skill development, then linkings, market linkage, already I have said, then intensification. From smallholder and landless farmer, the livestock production has to intensify. More volumes of product, more profit. These things we will see in detail. Then another important aspect is employment generation. Animal husbandry is an employment intense enterprise. It caters to the needs of 100 million plus of dairy farmers and so many people who have left jobless as a result of what? The pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, which struck all over the world, causing huge devastations, including in our country 5 years ago. And coming to the demand of animal products, the demand in the Western world or the developed countries have more or less stagnated, and the demand is in developing countries like India. This is the chart showing Asian countries, the projected demand by 2030. And regarding the per capita availability of animal foods, whether it is milk, meat, or eggs, there is a huge gap between the requirement and the availability. So there is a lot of scope for improvement in this regard. I'm not going into the figures. And coming to the consumption of per day consumption of milk, the ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, has recommended a minimum 250 grams of milk per day, while it is lower than that, including in my state, Kerala. Egg also 180 eggs per year, lower than that in many states. Meat less than 11 kg per, approximately 11 kg per year, lower, including in Kerala, where more than 95% are non-vegetarians. Then from the above slides, we have seen that there is a huge demand. And how we can meet the demand? We can implore the three scenarios in which our country will meet the livestock demand. The first one is importing the livestock products from Western countries like US or UK. But that is easier said than done, because now with the Trump regime, their first and foremost is imposing levies for exports from their country or imports to India. That again is a huge challenge. Then the second one, import of technology. All technologies where importing is highly costly. Again, that is costly. And that brings us to the third scenario, which is the most workable scenario. That is, India meets its livestock demand by transforming the smallholder livestock systems, so that our country's dream of Vikasit Bharat, that is a self-reliant and developed India becoming a developed country like the US and the UK by 2047. 2047 is not too far. This is 2025, another 22 years only. So it is easier said than done. There is a huge demand. So the solution is to rear cows. Rear cows produce milk, produce meat. Okay, very good. But the cow won't produce these products unless it is given feed and fodder. Regarding feed and fodder, India is having a huge shortage. In green fodder, it is short by 63%. And in dry fodder, it is short by 24%. So the total green and dry fodder shortage comes to 49% in India. And please note that in our country, the smallholder livestock, 50% of the animals purely depend on grazing. And regarding the cultivable land, only 4% of the total cultivable land in India is used for fodder production. And in my state, in Kerala, that is still low, that is less than 1%. And the India is far better when compared to my state of Kerala. In Kerala, there is severe fodder shortage. Green fodder is short by 75%. And dry fodder like straw is deficit by 81%. Then another challenge with regard to rearing cows is the greenhouse gas emission. The most important greenhouse gas produced from livestock is methane. 13% of the total greenhouse gas production and consequent global warming is as a result of agriculture production. And of the agriculture production, 35, more than one-third, is from enteric rumen fermentation. So the WHO and the developing countries are always telling developed countries are telling the developing countries like India, which owns the maximum cattle heads, to reduce the number of cattle so as to reduce the methane emission. And another drawback of livestock production in India and everywhere is the climate change. And taking the example of my state, Kerala, the heavy rains in Kerala, triple floods in 18, 19, and 20 is thought to be a result of global warming and climate change. And in this year also, late 2024 and 2025, you can see that the temperatures have started increasing from late January, and in February, mercury is soaring even in the cold northeast of India, which is supposed to be cold at least by mid-March. And the last but not the least is water scarcity. People might be wondering what water scarcity in Kerala with so much of floods. Post-floods, after the floods, many places in Kerala are facing severe shortage of water. even for drinking. Why? Because the water has not percolated into the soil, resulting in severe drop in groundwater levels. And coming to India, an agrarian country, 83% of the water is used for agriculture purpose, and the rest 17 for domestic and industrial. 25% exclusively for rice cultivation in India. Only if rice cultivation is there, we will have a rice to feed the 143 crores of human population, and also the paddy straw to feed the livestock. And it is postulated that by 2030, yeah, it is only 5 years from now, India will be facing 50% shortage of water. And another climate change is from 2050, last 10 years, there is the El Nino phenomenon that is the contributing factor for the heavy summer and associated severe drought. That is the monsoon is postulated to reduce further reduction in groundwater. And I quote from a renowned climate change article. The tropics have become a place where any natural calamity can happen, that too to the extreme. And we should be prepared in every aspect. That was what the 𝐂𝐤𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐜 World Climate Change Summit, 𝐂𝐤𝐴 is in Poland, that has warned the whole world to be careful. And coming to water scarcity, I've already told that India is suffering from severe shortage of water. And coming to agriculture, agriculture has put it into practice. That is the practice of precision farming. I told you that concentrate and roughage ingredients mixed thoroughly to prevent separation and sorting, formulated to a specific nutrient content, and usually occurred at ad libitum. Complete ration, total mixed ration, or TMR, total blended ration, all these are synonyms. Next, please. The advantage is the cows can't pick and choose what they eat. That is, you can hide unpalatable ingredients. The next point is very important. That is, each bite is uniform. That there is a synchronization of carbohydrate and protein availability in the rumen. That means the ingredients are supplied to the rumen microbes at the same time. That results in rapid reproduction of rumen microbes, more uniform supply of nutrients, especially protein and energy, as a result of which microbial growth and microbial protein synthesis are increased. Next, please. Next, please. It isn't
Yes,
moving.
I've done.
Next, please. It isn't showing. So the net result is that it increases the milk yield, and this is from a study that I'm not going into the details. The last part of the slide is separate feeding. How can you compare with separate feeding? Concentrate and roughage given separately, just like Vegu. The high concentrate intake, that is early in the morning at the time of milking, the concentrate is given. Then concentrate is rich in soluble carbohydrate, fermented, and product is lactic acid. It is an acid. It lowers the pH. Okay, the low pH has to be neutralized by the alkali. The alkali will come only from the feeding of roughage. That grass is given only by 8:30 after the washing and watering the cows. So nearly 2.5 to 3 hours, the animal is in the critical level of pH. But in complete feed, there is no such instance. So in complete feed is a controlled concentrate intake. There is no change in pH and no instance, just subacute ruminal acidosis. The next, please. I will explain it with the next help of next slide. Next, please. So this the last top one, that is the TMR. You see each bite is uniform. pH is within the normal 6.4 to 6.5 range. The red one, you see the pasture plus grain. The grain first fed, pH drops below the critical level, nearly 5.5 it drops. And after the roughage is given, it increases, but still for a great period of the day, it remains in the critical period, and that can cause subacute ruminal acidosis. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please.
Yeah. I've done.
Okay.
I guess it has not come yet.
This complete feed can be in the form of powder form, that is in mash. Complete form feed in mash form is called as total mixed ration or TMR. It can be in the form of blocks. The advantage of block is that it's a densified complete feed blocks. Increased density reduces the volume. So less storage space is required, and it is favorable to the viable bacteria and fungi, conducive environment. Next, please. So less storage space, then it saves labor, saves the time spent in the barn, facilitates the use of unconventional feeds. Like I told you that those which are unpalatable can be introduced in the complete feed. That reduces the feed costs. Net effect of all these. Next, please. I think some connectivity issues are there. The slides are not moving.
Yeah.
By the time I think you can move fast. For the complete feed, the roughage part. I will tell you an example in Kerala. Here it is paddy straw. Paddy straw procured in bulk and stored in wagons. Next, please. This is powdered. It isn't moving. Problem is there with the connectivity?
Yeah.
Should I log out and log in again?
No, doctor.
It is powdered, and it will come to the top. The roughage part, that is the powdered straw, will be coming, and the concentrate ingredients, maize, it is put into this, and both of them will come into this mixer. This mixer is a Euromix. That mixer is driven by a 25 HP motor. This is the complete feed in powder form. This will be taken into the top with the help of steam and pressure. It will be compressed into blocks, each block of 14 to 18 kg size. Next, please. These blocks should be just crushed and fed, because the animals are tethered. They can't use their horns and feet to eat. Next, please. Next, please.
Yeah, I've changed slide.
But I think some problem with connectivity.
Yeah.
This is about complete feeds, and the most important question is the fiber in complete feeds. You have to provide adequate, I already told, adequate roughages fiber, the total fiber or the useful fiber is neutral detergent fiber comprising of cell wall contents to maximize production, maintain rumen health. Adequate NDF should be there in the diet. It helps in the absorption of the volatile fatty acid, helps in the buffering activity, and increasing the pH and decreasing the incidence of low milk fat syndrome and subacute ruminal acidosis, as I've already told you. Next, please. So enough fiber should be there in complete feeds. Enough and minimum fiber, because we are a country and we are a state which is having severe shortage. I told you 4% of only cultivable land in India, 1% only in Kerala, and due to the lack of affordable fodder resources, many persons have quit the scene. So the use of the need of the hour is complete feeds. There is nothing but the concentrated of ingredients powdered and mixed together into a well-mixed blend. But most of the research is done on complete feeds in Western countries are grass-based, where grass and forage are in plenty. And the concentrate part is corn and soya. Corn means maize, soya means soybean. The plant itself. So there will be, maize will provide the energy, corn. Soya will provide the protein. And the plant itself that will provide the fiber also. So energy, protein, and fiber. In the previous one picture, we have seen the corn and soya as such cut transported through wagons and dispensed to cattle. So the plant as such is rich in all three of these. Next, please. Again, I already told you our country is very short in fiber. So we have to think of fiber from non-forage fiber sources. The National Research Council of the USA has stipulated that a milking cow should be provided with a minimum of 25 to 33% neutral detergent fiber. That includes the cell wall contents, that is cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. Providing the minimum of NDF from forage alone is very difficult, so you have to think of fiber from non-forage sources. There's not got a less rumen filling effect. They're less lignified than the fiber from forage. They clear the rumen faster, leaving more space for the next meal. As a result, the dry matter intake and the milk yield are increased. So future development, foreign countries all are grass-based research. So low forage complete diets for the arid tropics where conventional fodder is costly. That is the need of the hour, and that is what is going to happen in India over the next 25 years. Next, please. And I will tell you the importance of complete feed with the help of an example. The objective of the study is to assess the importance of complete feed as a sustainable agricultural practice for feeding milking cows in Kerala on the basis of milk production, milk quality, economics, and to recommend a complete feed with the optimum NDF level based on economics, help to improve milk quantity and quality, to increase the self-reliance of the state. Next, please. With these objectives, a study was conducted. Next, please. Results we will see of an investigation in dairy cows in Kerala, which was carried out by this researcher itself 10 years ago as part of my research project. Next, please. So there are 4 groups, 3 groups, complete fed groups, 25, 30, and 35% of neutral detergent fiber. Then the 4th group, that is conventional concentrate mixture plus green grass. 4 groups, isonitrogenous, isocaloric, same amount of energy and same amount of protein. Kindly take the previous slide. Since it is important, I cannot skip through that. I told you I will tell you the efficiency of nutrients by I deal with TMR. Isonitrogenous, isocaloric. The rations, 4 rations were formulated so as to meet the requirements of the animal. Then you'll ask what are the requirements of the animal. The ICAR has given the feeding standards, the nutrient requirement of animals. I think 2023 or 24, the latest has come. I don't have the copy of that. But what are the most essential parts? Dry matter, protein. Protein, the ICAR expressed in terms of DCP or digestible crude protein. Energy is in terms of total digestible nutrient or TDN. Fiber in terms of crude fiber and not neutral detergent fiber. That terminology has still not come to common use in India. So these 4 parameters. Next, please. So as a take-home message from this, how much for a veterinarian, these DCP, TDN and all are very cumbersome. How much for a 400 kg body weight cow yielding 10, 15 and 20 kg milk with 4% fat, dry matter at the rate of 3.5% of the body weight. Healthy cows are able to eat up to 3.5% of the body weight. And crude protein, the requirement is in terms of DCP, digestible crude protein. But to estimate that, digestion trial has to be conducted. The feed protein content is in terms of crude protein. So I have calculated as such as a ready reckoner. This much of crude protein in kilograms is required, approximately 1.25 is required for production of 10 kg of milk or nearly 2 kg for 20 kg milk. TDN, nearly 7 kg. Crude fiber, 2.16 kg. Next, please. Like that, for a 350 kg body weight cow, I have calculated. Then next, please. For a 300 kg body weight cow, I have calculated. You see, the dry matter you can calculate based on 3.5% of the body weight. The rest are based on DCP and TDN only. TDN as such, it is from the standard. And the DCP I converted into CP for ease of use. And crude fiber is there in none of the standards. I've calculated that also, because lack of fiber results in so many diseases. I've already told you. Next, please. Next, please. So the quality of nutrients. Well, importance of all this, the dry matter. Dry matter will satisfy the bulk, that is the hunger, satisfy the appetite for that fiber is required. And crude protein has got two factors, that is rumen degradable protein RDP and undegradable dietary protein or the bypass protein. The normal ratio can range from 60 to 40 in high yielders to 70 to 30 in case of medium yielders. So for high yielders, you can give 40% bypass protein or undegradable dietary protein. Then energy. Energy is the most critical nutrient for milk production. The energy, again, there are two requirements. Requirement of the animal for various body functions, starting from maintenance, growth, milk production, reproduction, so many functions. Then there is a requirement for microbes. These are all ruminants. A ruminant reticulum has got so many bacteria, protozoa, and fungi. Then for each megajoule of metabolizable energy intake, 7.8 gram of microbial protein is synthesized if there is sufficient nitrogen in the diet. That is the beauty of rumen microbes. If sufficient nitrogen is there, if energy is provided, for each 1 megajoule of ME intake, 7.8 gram of microbial protein will inevitably be synthesized. To synthesize the microbial protein, the protein has to be provided as rumen degradable protein or RDP, and the microbes require energy to synthesize microbial protein from the RDP. Once microbial demand is satisfied, the energy requirement of medium yielders and low yielders will inevitably be satisfied, approximately 8 to 10 kg of milk. Requirement of microbes satisfied, the requirement of energy also will be satisfied. So you can roughly say that the maintenance requirement can entirely be met from microbial protein alone. Next, please. Coming to the deficiency or excess of these two critical nutrients, that is protein and energy. Protein deficiency, body has the most essential growth, decreased growth, decreased reproduction, decreased milk production, decreased milk protein, decreased SNF. Solids, not fat, other than fat, the protein, an important constituent. So decrease in all these. What about a low energy deficiency? Something happened to the slideshow?
Yeah.
The pen drive symbol is shown here. So energy is required for growth, energy is required for reproduction, and most importantly for milk production. If energy is not there, milk production goes down, the total solids goes down, and milk fat. The pricing of fat of milk is based not only on the yield, but also on the fat and SNF if you give to milk cooperative societies. So the total solids as well as milk fat will be low. Excess is also dangerous. So excess protein, what will happen? The excess protein will be converted to urea, excreted through the feces or urine, and in the blood, the urea will increase, blood urea nitrogen, excreted through milk urea nitrogen. And liver is the organ which detoxifies the urea. And if it exceeds the threshold of the liver, urea toxicity, there is nothing but ammonia toxicity will occur. What will happen if excess energy? Excess energy will be wasted as fecal energy, urinary energy, and combustible gas as like methane. Not only a greenhouse gas, but it's a great loss. An animal loses 7 to 8% of its food energy, gross energy in the food, entirely as methane. So methane production is an inevitable phenomenon. Next loss, excess energy, is heat increment. 30% heat increment, inevitable loss. More energy, more heat production. More heat production means how the animal will compensate. It decreases the feed intake. That results in decreased milk yield. Okay, so if energy is there, it is beneficial also. But it can be utilized for the synthesis of microbial protein, as we have seen in the previous slide. But for that, if sufficient RDP is available and that RDP has to be available synchronously, simultaneously at the same place. RDP, energy, microbes will synthesize microbial protein. Next, please. Organizers, please tell me if it is time to stop. I will stop then and there. If it is time to hurry up, kindly tell me the time. Next, please. Next, please.
Yeah, sure. Next,
another use. How many more minutes I can use? Half an hour? 15 minutes?
Half an hour, yes, doctor.
Half an hour is well and fine. Half an hour is well and fine.
Half an hour, you can take
uses of energy?
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. That is half an hour means 8:20. Definitely I'll stop. Other use of the synthesis of milk fat and body fat. You know, I told you feeds are classified into concentrates and roughages. Roughage, when fermented, the end product is predominantly acetic acid. Acetic acid is a precursor of milk fat. That is a milk fat precursor is acetate. And roughage, again we are a roughage, 75% green roughage and 25% dry roughage we are supposed to keep. And the pricing of milk is based on milk fat and SNF. So the importance of dry matter, energy, protein, I have stressed in the last couple of slides. The next, please. So we were dealing with the requirement of the animals, the requirement again about the microbial protein synthesis. Synchronized supply of energy and protein is a must. Requisites. RDP as a source, nitrogen should be there. For that, as room and degradable protein. Energy should be there. Carbon skeleton should be there. Energy and carbon skeleton will come from a soluble carbohydrate-rich feed. That is the energy feeds or the cereal grains, rice, wheat, maize. Then adequate sulfur should be there in the diet. The nitrogen is to sulfur ratio should be between 8:1. Some textbooks say 10:1. Some say 12:1. You can say from 8 to 12:1. Some say even 15:1. So 8 to 15:1. So at least 8 parts of nitrogen should have 1 part of sulfur. At least for 12 parts of nitrogen, 1 part of sulfur should be there for synthesis of sulfur-containing amino acids. And regarding the biological value of the microbial protein has a constant biological value of 75. I put the arrow over there. The composition of the microbial protein, amino acid composition is principally lysine. And biological value of is only 70%. It lacks in several essential amino acids like methionine. So first limiting amino acid in microbial protein. And so what is the take-home message from that? That is written in green. This microbial protein is advantageous if poor quality dietary protein is being fed and vice versa. If poor quality dietary protein is being fed, what will happen? Inside the rumen reticulum, the microbes will synthesize microbial protein of a constant biological value of 70. So less than 70, if the microbial biological value of the food protein, well and good. But if it is a good quality protein and it is degradable, having a biological value of above 70, that is a waste. Because in the end, only microbial protein having a biological value of 70 will be produced. Next, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Connectivity issues are there. Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, audible. Hello, doctor, you are audible.
Yeah, next slide, please. This study, coming back to our studies, there were 4 groups, T1, T2, and T3 complete feed groups with the neutral detergent fiber ranging from 25, 30, 35. And the T4 is conventional, green grass plus concentrate as per the thumb rule. That is 1.25 kg concentrate for 250 kg body weight. For additional 25 kg increase in body weight, concentrate allowance increase by half a kg. Then production allowance, 400 gram of concentrate for every kg of milk produced. Like that, in T4 it was given, and T1, T2, and T3 were ad libitum feeding, complete feed. This was carried out in Manuti, livestock farm. These are the two phases: early lactation, mid lactation. This is the complete feed fed groups. Next, please. Next, please. All the parameters, milk yield, milk fat, all these parameters were analyzed. Next, please. This is the T4 conventional green grass plus complete feed. Next, please. Next, please. These are the ingredient composition of the ration. Conventional concentrate ration only, maize, conventional ingredients. The roughage component comes from paddy straw. The previous one was early lactation. This is mid lactation. This is the T4. T4 you have seen, a green grass plus concentrate. These are the result of myself taking the milk samples. This slide kindly takes some time. This is milk yield. You see the milk yield? Early, mid, and the total lactation in the three groups, it was significantly higher than T4, the conventional ration, which was fed on concentrate plus green grass. The daily milk yield per animal per day was significantly higher in the three complete feed groups, with the T3 being numerically higher than T2 and T1. Next, please. Then the income generated also, you can move the next slide. Otherwise, that time you can save. The total income per animal, you can see the complete feed groups, they yielded more income than T4, the conventional ration. Next, please. The daily milk fat, kindly give me some time. The milk fat percentage in the three, I told you, the fat is an important factor which determines the quality. In the three complete feed groups, in the early, mid, and the total, that is 90 plus 90, 180 days study, the fat percentage was significantly higher than the conventional ration, which was given 30 kg green grass. That is a very significant finding. Next, please. Then the total solids. Total solids, they were similar, but numerically higher in the T2 and T3. Next, please. Protein, again, similar within the normal values, approximately 3%. Next, please. Milk, urea, nitrogen. Milk, urea, nitrogen, I told you, is actually a waste. This is actually a wastage. It was the lowest in T3, that is the superscript D, followed by T2, followed by T1. And the wastage was the highest. Milk, urea, nitrogen was the highest in the T4, the conventional ration. Next, please. Next, please. So I told you about efficiency. For the first and foremost tool of a pan is efficiency. The 4% milk fat corrected milk yield, you know the formula for milk. Again, T3 leading by huge margin when compared to T4, the conventional. Milk fat yield, milk protein yield. Then coming to efficiency, Pakka efficiency. Crude protein intake, iso-nitrogenous. So the crude protein intake is uniform. 0.5 kg per kg milk produced. The gross energy intake, you see, 4421, it is nearly 4989, 5000, nearly 550 kilocalories of energy are required more to produce the same 1 kg milk in a conventional when compared to the total mixed ration. You see, so with less intake of energy and protein, you are producing the same amount of milk. That is the complete feed system is more efficient. More efficient means less input and more output. I hope it is clear. Next slide, please. And the formula cost, economics. The formula cost for the lowest performing, even for the 25% NDF at 2014 rates, it was 15.37% only. The formula cost. You see, the paddy straw cost was 8 rupees 50 paise. This is Kerala. We could include only 14%. 14%, minimum 25%. That is enough. You see, 8 rupees 50 paise. Still, it worked out only to 15.37. It's the formula cost. Then, apart from this, labor only it comes. Next, please. Next, please. Then reproduction is also very important. You see, in the 3 complete feed groups, they came to heat much earlier. In T3, nearly 2 months. And within the first 180 days, 2 animals in each group consumed. While in the T4, the duration of the first heat was 120 days, nearly 4 months. And none of the 6 animals was tested as PD positive during the first 180 days. Next, please. So all these goes to show the importance in the milk yield and the milk quality and reproduction. Then the rumen pH, I told you, less than 5.8 is a critical. In the 3 complete feed groups, in T1 with just 14% paddy straw, the rumen pH at the end of 180 days experiment was 6. Anything above 6 is above the critical level. 6.4 is the normal. In T3, we got 6.17. T4, which was given 30 kg green grass, it is only expected 6.73 rumen pH. Next, please. So you can say that none of the complete feeds they performed poorly. The rumen pH was well above the critical level of 5.8. So these were using conventional feeds. For any ration to be economical, we have to use unconventional feeds to the extent possible. So first and foremost is energy. For energy, you have to use maize. Unconventional feeds, next please. We tried different unconventional feeds which are locally available in Kerala. Next please. Pineapple waste, cashew apple waste, jackfruit waste, banana stem waste. All these are rich in soluble carbohydrate, rich in energy, powder, and they were incorporated. First, we did in vitro gas production technique experiment in the lab. Next, please. And next slides and all, I will go fast. So you please be prepared to move early. Even if you move, I will adjust.
Okay, doctor.
This is the ration. You see, instead of maize, here but in T1, in the T2, 1/3 of the maize was replaced by pineapple straw. There is a 35% NDF, which was found to be best in the previous, was replicated here. 29 and paddy straw also we could reduce. Next, please. This is the ingredient composition. Next, please. The result, you see, this was early lactation, 7 fortnights, 1 kg more in T2, the pineapple waste incorporated group, than the control. Control also performed well, nearly 12 kg per day. The other one is 13 kg per day. Next, please. And the economics, everywhere T2 performed better than T1. With less dry matter intake, it produced more milk. And cost per kg milk was less. The cost of production, 34.22 and compared to 26.82. Next, please. So we have tried and found successful with energy. Next, we tried with protein. Protein also is costly. The conventional protein source is soybean. So instead of soybean, we tried protein which is tea waste, tapioca leaf meal, pepper waste, coffee husk, dried and powdered, incorporated in next place, incorporated into the complete feed as a source of protein. You see, the soybean and the coconut cake were reduced by the addition of coffee husk. 20%. 20% inclusion of coffee husk. The previous 2 rations were paddy straw ration. So this we tried with a grass-based ration. That is hybrid Napier. Hybrid Napier, it was 20%, just 20 kg green grass, 20 kg paddy straw. We tried out. Next, please. As a source of fat in all the three rations, we added vegetable oil. This was the mixer which we used for mixing the grass-based the complete rations. Next, please. Please be prepared to move fast in the next coming slides.
Yeah.
Only left with 17 minutes also. So this grass-based complete feeds, the concentrated ingredients were powdered. Then the roughage ingredient grass is chopped, powdered, mixed with the shovel, and put into this for mixing. Next, please. Next, please. A daily milk yield. The daily milk yield the two groups were similar, but it was numerically lower in the 20% coffee husk incorporated group. Maybe in hindsight, we were saying that if we could have tried a lower, like comparative lower level, like 15% or 10%, maybe we could have got a better result, just like we got in pineapple waste. But still, it is non-significant and similar. So maximum we can say 20% of yes we can incorporate. Next, please. Probable reason could be that coffee contains caffeine. It reduces feed intake. Probably a little lower level of 15 or 20% could have worked. The cost of production is given. Cost of production was lower. Cost per kg milk produced, but cost per kg feed produced was lower, but cost per kg milk produced was higher. Okay. Not as effective as the energy replacement, but still these are all experiments. These are all trial and error method. Only by trying the science grows. Next, please. Finally, complete feed we are winding up. Complete feed helps dairy cows to achieve maximum performance. Minimum level of NDF is 25 to 35 and among these 35 is the most optimum, and incorporate buffers such as sodium bicarbonate, soda bicarb to be on the safer side. 1%. Here we did not incorporate. For the farmer, I can think of incorporating 1% soda bicarb to reduce acidosis. And thinking about such products, natural remedies and its predecessor, Indian herbs, Himalayan Batisa, HB Strong. Now I think your product Rumipro. All these products will help in this regard. I'm always going for bulk production. Our cost of product, their feeds were produced all in small scale, exclusively for research purpose. We have put the actual rates. Going for anything which is produced in bulk will be low in cost. Green grass is available, it's always best. Then the next option is paddy straw. Can be procured in bulk from the paddy cultivating tracts. They can be transported in lorries, stored in bulk silos, one in each silo. They can be powdered and incorporated into complete feeds. Next, please. Next, please. Given 13 more minutes, I will finish within the stipulated time. No need to worry about the number of slides.
In this slide.
Most of them are general. Need not worry about that. So again, while you move the slides, I will discuss. We were just to refresh your memory. We were dealing with the uses of pan. We were dealing with the various tools of pan. I told you so many tools. First one is efficiency of usage. From each grain of grass, we are extracting the maximum. Okay, next another novel technology, soya milk as a novel milk replacer. From soybean seeds, we extract the milk. And this milk is similar to cow milk that can be fed to calves. Next, please. Because nowadays, nobody is rearing calves on mother's milk. The calves are actually the future herd. Today's previous slide. Today's calf is tomorrow's cow. Nobody is rearing, giving the actual amount of milk. In theory class, we teach the UG students a calf should be fed with whole milk at the rate of 1/10, 1/15, and 1/20th of its body weight during the first, second, and third month of age. Nobody is giving, because if they give milk in society, the cost is less. So they are trying to extract the maximum and sell the maximum. So the calf rearing is neglected. So 50% at least we can give soya milk. We thought of, and we did an experiment. Next, please. As per ICAR feeding standards. Next, please. Then comparison of soy milk and cow milk. The dry matter content is slightly lower. Protein content in soy milk is higher, you please note. Fat content is lower, but it can be given. Nowadays, all people are shying away from dairy products due to their high fat and cholesterol, triglyceride, cholesterol, everyone is worried about. So they can think of soy milk. Next, please. So almost nothing can replace the mother's milk, please note. Even after so many experiments, mother's milk is always best. माँ का दूध सबका बहुत अच्छा. Hindi is also very poor, kindly note. The soy milk preparation, first soaking in water, cooking, diluting in water, grinding, sieving. Soy milk will be ready, and then boiling, just boiling to 100 degrees C for 15 minutes and giving. Next slide. First, the soybean seeds are soaked in water overnight. Then they are ground in a grinder, mixed with water, ground, then sieved. A very simple technology. Then make it lukewarm. Just transport like the whole milk and feed it to calves. Next, please. Then the experiment was kind of T1. Conventional whole milk plus green grass. So I've already told you 1/10, 1/15, 1/20. T2, 75% whole milk plus 25% instead of whole milk, soy milk. T3, 50-50. The rest everything, calf starter, green grass, everything. Next, please. These three groups. So all the results are available. The growth rate, again, the total weight. In T3, the weight was higher, even though it was similar. Cost per kg gain was significantly lower, nearly 205 rupees or 208 rupees lower than the conventional milk-fed group. So without any compromise on growth rate, we could achieve this cost effectiveness. Next, please. Again, the efficiency, the cost per kg gain depicted in the graph, same thing which I was already telling. Next, please. Then how many farmers were taken into that this manufacture of soya milk? Very easy, very simple indigenous technology. Then they are selling it. This is the this farmer from Kottarakara in Kerala, Shaji. He is selling all the milk products. This is not soy milk. This is milk. He used to give soy milk. Next, please. Shaji, the soybean seeds. From soybean seeds, you produce soy milk. Then you will be thinking this is soy milk produced, ready to be fed to the calf. Next, please. How it is economical? How come this cost? Kindly keep slide on until I say. From 100 grams of soybean, this experiment was conducted, I think, in 2020. 100 grams soybean, you will get 800 grams soy milk. That is a ratio of bean to milk is 1:8. 1 kg soybean at that time in 2017 costed 40 rupees. Hence, 1 kg of soy milk cost for 5 rupees only, 1:8. So 1 kg cow milk cost in Kerala at that time was 48 rupees. So now the cost of soybean seeds has increased up to 48 to 50. From 40, it has increased to 48 to 52. But still, it is highly economical. Instead of giving 1/10 of a cow milk, which costed 48 rupees, you can give soy milk, which cost only 5 rupees. Next, please. That was the economics. That was how it became economical. Next, please. Very simple mathematics. These slides will be shared to you by the organizers. They need not worry. Everything will be shared to you. Next, please. Regarding the rations, so all the rations, we are supposed to add mineral mixture 2 and salt 1. And mineral mixture also, I think Natural Remedies has got a mineral mixture, 2 types. Name I forgot because I have stopped.
NR A to Z. It is
Pardon?
NR A to Z.
Yeah, NR A to Z and one more.
That Naturamin it is there. Naturamin.
Yeah. NR A to Z and natural.
Naturamin. Naturamin.
Naturamin Gold, I think.
Yes, Naturamin Gold.
Naturamin Gold and NR A to Z. Both are very good products. We have seen the complete feed, we have seen the soy milk, and I have got 7 minutes of time. In this, I will say the feeding of byproduct feeds as per the situation. Again, conventional feed is very costly. Cost of a cattle feed in Kerala is approximately 27 rupees per kg. And the farmers are pushing along by the use of byproduct feeds like beer waste. How much you can give? 10 to 12 kg per day. Tapioca starch waste, 6 to 8 kg per day. Maize flour, 8 to 10 kg per day. Beer waste rich in energy and protein. Tapioca starch waste rich in energy. Maize flour rich in energy. Maize bran rich in energy and protein, and moreover it has got B complex vitamins also, which are important in this. 24-26 kg can be given to a cow per day, yielding 15 kg of milk. That farmer doesn't give any concentrate mixture. In addition, he give only 5 to 6 kg of green grass or straw. Next, please. In addition, so many other unconventional feeds, starting from tapioca seed to neem seed cake, can be incorporated. The level of incorporation ranges from 5 to 30. Usually, it is 10 to 20. Okay, the next, please. So many are there. So this beer waste being produced from the distilleries in Mangalore, Goa, and Karnataka. They are packed in 20 kg bags. You see the vacuum packed in bags and disposed. Next, please. Disposed. This study was conducted in our department itself. Spent brewers' grains, beer waste, spent brewers' grains. Next, please. The nutritive value, because protein content is very high, 25% protein on dry matter basis, and no nitrogen-free extract, rich in energy also. Next, please. And the study was previously a study was conducted in lactating dairy cows. We studied it in broilers, and 10 to 20% can be incorporated with and without enzymes. Next, please. Even in broilers, which are simple stomached animals, it can be incorporated with profits. Next, please. Next slide, tapioca starch waste. It is rich in energy after extraction of starch from tapioca. This is the maize flour after preparation of glucose from maize. The maize, starch, glucose, the maize bran, I told you, is rich in B complex vitamins. Very popular among the farmers. Bran is the outer covering of the grain. Next, please. Then I told you 20 kg bags disposed come to the farmers. What's the keeping quality? Without exposure to air, you can keep for 20 days or 3 weeks maximum. If it is kept in a airtight container, trampled down without exposure to air, and open just for a need. Open, required quantity taken, close. It can be kept for 10 to 12 days. Simply kept in the atmosphere means 2 to 3 days maximum. After 48 hours, anything can happen. It will be spoiled. It's a fermented product. Excessive feeding of such byproduct. I told you the maximum level, 8 to 10 kg of beer waste. More than that, if the farmer is greedy and if they feed, it will give us, especially if it is spoiled. It will result in diarrhea, indigestion, laminitis, and infertility. Next, please. All these are very popular among farmers, not only because it reduces the feed cost, but it increases the milk yield. How it increases the milk yield? I have told you about sulfur-containing amino acids. This beer waste is rich in sulfur-containing amino acids. Sulfur-containing amino acids like cysteine and methionine. Methionine is, is a limiting amino acid in microbial protein. So milk yield will be increasing. But there is a problem with this sulfur. Excess sulfur will interfere with the absorption of other nutrients like iron, protein, iron, copper, cobalt, manganese, selenium, zinc. So that will result in infertility. For infertility, the doctors will prescribe this mineral mixture like Naturamine Gold or A to Z. Why? Because of this loss of trace minerals. So that is the disadvantage. So if you are giving these byproduct feeds, always better to give mineral mixture extra. And also, because they have fermented and product is lactic acid, lowers the pH. Soda bicarb, sodium bicarb, or some products like HB Strong or HB Gold or Romi Pro and Express. And there are so many formulations are available. You can just read yourself and find out. I'm not going into another formulation used by another farmer. This formula is preparing and 6 kg each, morning and afternoon, 12 kg per day, and he is getting 15 kg of milk per day. Next, please. Other conventional feeds, so many are there. Tea waste, this and all I told you. You can go fast one by one. Tea waste, tapioca leaf meal, tapioca chips. Tapioca is rich in energy. Then banana stem, rich in energy. All parts of the banana are edible, rich in energy. Next, please. Coffee husk, after the extraction of oil from coffee bean. Jackfruit, rich in energy. That is why if the cow is let loose of its tied rope, it will consume the jackfruit. Any feed which is rich in soluble carbohydrate is relished. Jackfruit seed, after the removal of the outer covering, which is something like an exoskeleton. If you remove it, is rich in energy, rich in protein, 30% can be incorporated. Next, please. The jackfruit. Next, please. Seeds being dried and powdered. Then azola. There is a single cell protein. On a dry matter basis, it is rich in protein, but the problem is that moisture content is high. It is actually a weed or a fungus which grows in waterlogged areas. It can artificially be cultivated also. Then coir wheat, rich in soluble carbohydrates, rich in energy, rich in fiber also. Next, please. A mango seed kernel, the inside kernel, rich in protein, 20%. Next, please. Tamarind seed meal, rich in energy, rich in protein. Next, please. 10-20%. Pepper waste, after the extraction of pepper oil. Arecanut sheath, pepper waste. Arecanut sheath rich in fiber also. So a 40% crude fiber. So if the excess is given, we can result in it. So it could be chopped and fed. Next, please. Organizers can tell when I should stop. Sugarcane bagasse, after extraction of sugar from sugar cane, the residue that can be used as a replacement for paddy. Next, please. Ayurvedic pharmaceutic residues. So many. Next, please. So many are kashayam, thailam, lekyam, kritam. All the residues from the manufacture of all these Ayurvedic pharmaceutical residues are rich in protein, rich in fat, rich in fiber. So that will provide protein, energy, and fiber, which are the three lacking ones. Next, please. So many experiments have been carried out in our department. The papers also are available in the net, and if you send me your email, I will share it also. Among these, next please, the ghridams have been found to be the most important. Ghridam is a ghee-based preparation, based on ghee. So next please, that it contains rich in fat. On the 10-20% level of incorporation have been found to be successful. Nearly 6 residues we have tried and found to be successful. The body weight was high, cost per kg gain was less. That is, efficiency is more. Next, please. Next on slides and all, we can move fast and we can. When it's organizers can tell, when it's next, please, next, please. Ayurvedic pharmaceutic ghritam was one most important. So we tried with various ghrithams. Next, please. First, we tried Panchagavi ghritam. That was the best. That contained 44% crude protein, almost same as that of soybean. Then so many other ghritams: Saraswata ghritam, Tiktaka, Intukanda, Brahmi ghritam. Next, please. All these were tried over this. Then Saraswati ghritam is used for Saraswati puja and all for human beings. These are all residues, please note. Saraswata ghritam residue. That residue word I am not repeating again and again. Residues from the manufacture of these. Next, please. Then economics again found to be better. T2, T3 are the 10 and 20% levels. 10 and 20% were found to be better. Next, please. And Tiktaka Gritham again. Next, please. These and all the Gritham. 1 second, please, for this slide. Sukumara Gritham residue. All the Gritham. I'll sum up with the residue. Or rich in protein. More than 20% protein is actually a protein supplement. It's a concentrate. Rich in fat. More than 10% fat. Rich in fiber also. Especially in Kerala state where it's lower in fiber. And the Sukumara Gritham is having a very good taste that is highly palatable. When we were preparing it over this, many of my colleagues used to come and ask, why you are preparing burfi and not calling none of us? It is having a burfi smell and very much relished. And we tried this in goats because goat is a simple stomach animal, and what we did in goats could be replicated in cattle. Next, please. Kotam-Chukadi Thailam, that was the latest after Gritham, we go on to Thailam. That is the ointment applied externally. For 10 and 10 was found to be better. Next, please. And dietary incorporation of raw banana peel silage. I think it is almost time to conclude. This is done by none other than my favorite student, Dr. Aarti Salim, who is working in natural remedies. And she only invited me for this lecture. She only suggested by name to Abhishek sir. This banana peel is used for many manufacturing banana chips. Which is very much relished by Keralites, and even outside the Kerala people, both the Kannadigas and the Tamilians, when they come, and the North Indians, when they come to Kerala, they go back with so many packets of chips. And after the manufacture of chips from the banana peel is wasted. But that peel, 40% is wasted. If we can incorporate that, dried, and incorporate that, instead of drying, we thought of silage making. We converting into a fermented product. That was Aarti's idea of making a silage. Next, please. Ensiling for preparation, and Aarti has got the patent for that. And natural remedies can certainly think in that line. And chopped banana peel, filled in plastic buckets. 45 days, different stages she tried. Assess the silage quality. Next, please. Next, please. We tried it in plastic buckets. We tried different stages. This is how the most palatable stage of the silage will look. Banana peel with jaggery was found to be we tried so many additives like urea, jaggery. And banana peel with jaggery was found to be the most effective. Next, please. Next, please. Because this banana peel cannot be preserved for more than 48 hours. After 48 hours, it will be spoiled, and the ruminants, whether it is goat or cattle, they won't take it. Next, please. So we thought of preparing it as a silage. The silage was prepared in plastic buckets. If it is time to stop, we can go to the concluding slide, or we can just brush or rush through the slides. Hello. Am I audible? If it is time, we can go directly to the conclusion slide, or if 2 or 3 minutes are there. Say if time's up, you can go to the conclusion slide. I will continue speaking until then. During this span of 1 hour and 15 minutes, we have discussed the various aspects which influence the quality of animal products, whether it is milk or meat, with stress on milk in lactating dairy cows. And we have seen the importance of precision feeding or precision animal nutrition, efficiency of nutrition. The 4 tools as a take-home message: you can take efficiency from less input, more of output, without compromising on the quantity and the quality. Actually, in this TMR experiment, you can say that the milk yield was more, the milk fat was more. That is one aspect, efficiency. The second one is the use of phase feeding. You see, in early according to the phase, according to the animal, you can modify your requirements. Then the third one is use of the total mixed ration, which we have dealt with the help of so many experimental data. And fourth one is the use of unconventional feeds. So these are the things which I wanted to say. And again, last but not the least, I told in the beginning itself, the livestock production system in India has to change from a smallholder to that of a big enterprise. More volumes will give you more profit. So that will enhance the livelihood security of the farmers. For this, the entire stakeholders, the government, state and central governments, the milk cooperative societies, the local self-governments or the panchayats, the NGOs, as well as the private sector, the pharma companies like Natural Remedies, whom I commend them, as well as the veterinarians. They work hand in hand. This objective can easily be achieved. And our dream, our Prime Minister Modi ji's dream of Vikasit Bharat, a self-reliable India by 2047 can be achieved. With this, I thank each and every one of you for giving me a patient hearing. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Dr. Chako, thank you so much for your valuable time, and we will take your few recordings for this session, which is incomplete, which is left behind. We will try to get your recording and we will share it with the audience. We'll create a link.
No problem, sir. The topic itself has been covered. The rest and all are general things. I was audible till the very end, no?
Yes, yes. Very, very
Still my
audible.
thank
Very
you.
audible.
Then I think recording and all is not needed. You just share the slides. Those are all just elementary, self-explanatory things. The large volumes of product to large of it. Those and all are general things, just winding up. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Chako, for giving a lot of insights related to the enhancing milk quality and quantity of dairy animals. And I thank all the participants for joining. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.